All right, we are officially live today, and I am going to be solo. I do not have my son, Scotty, here today. He's actually on vacation, taking a little mini vacation with his wife and his newborn, his daughter, my granddaughter. And I'm going to be doing this solo here today. So I'm going to go ahead and we're going to kick this thing off. I'm going to be, if you guys are new to the live streams, you might not know exactly what we do here and how we do these. I am going to be covering 4 different topics today, and I'm going to read those to you right now. The first one that we're going to be talking about is, and probably the one that got you here, was the number one thing that will kill your YouTube channel and why you should fix it now. All right. And I'm going to be sharing that with you. And I think it's a big mistake that a lot of creators are making. And I want to help you fix that. And the other thing we're going to be talking about here today in the second topic of the day is why you don't want to post on YouTube to make money until you check these 3 things. So that's another topic we're going to be talking about. And then the third topic we're going to be diving into is, are you struggling to make $100,000 from YouTube? And I'm going to share with you what's worked for me. And then the last is a good one. And it's actually happening in real time right now. If you hate editing your YouTube videos, you're going to want to do this. And I'm going to break that down for you. I'm going to give you the exact formula. And actually, you're watching the formula in real time right here, right now, because it's happening right before your eyes. I am recording right now. I'm actually here live, but this is going to be a full recording session. We actually recently just did what we called our 1-hour content magic workshop, where we taught this entire process. And I'm actually doing it here live right in front of you. So here's what I always like to do when we kick these things off. Let me know in the comments, is this your first live stream here on this channel? Let us know that in the comments, and I'd love to know it. Now, typically, you're going to be asking questions or commenting in the comments, and Scotty is usually going to be there to reply. Well, he's not here today to reply. So what I'm going to be doing is, in between each segment here, I will stop, take a little sip of water, and I will see what's going on in the comments. So that's what's going to be happening here today. So glad that you're here. We've got a bunch of you already in here. So this is great. All right. Cool. So let's get into it. So what is the number one thing that will kill your YouTube channel, and how can you fix this? Well, first off, if you're already making this mistake, which we've made this mistake, by the way, I'm just going to let you know, we've made this mistake. But if you are making this mistake, you can fix it. It will take a little bit of time, because we've kind of already done a little bit of damage. And now what we have to do is we have to recover from that damage. And we'll talk about how to do that. All right. Now, what I did want to say here, though, is what are we using YouTube for? I think that's what we have to get clear on. And that's what I'd like you to let me know right now in the comments. What is your whole purpose of using YouTube? Like, why are you creating videos and posting them on YouTube? Let me know in the comments. I know some people are doing it because they just want to make money on AdSense. They just want to make money on YouTube advertising. That's fine. Totally fine. Let me know. Some of you are just doing it because you want to try to get traffic and you want to share something with the world. Cool. Maybe you want to just talk about your hobby and you just want other people that are also into your hobby. Cool. Some of you are building a business. That's me. And you want to drive traffic to the business. That's me as well. So if that's you, let me know that in the comments. If you're a coach, a course creator, a consultant, let me know that also in the comments. All right. So that's what we have to first understand, is like, why are we doing it? For us, I've been doing this now for 17 plus years. And the main reason why I've used YouTube is to reach the audience. So this way here, the audience that I want to reach, which we'll get into, the audience that I want to reach, so I can help them, but also I can show them that I have either recommendations, I have services that I offer, or maybe products or courses, affiliate offers. There's ways to monetize outside of just the AdSense money that people are going after. So you have to get clear on like, what are we doing this for? And then we can start to say to ourselves, okay, does it make sense on what we're doing? Now, we are basically going down this road. Like for me, I always look at like 6 figures. That's what most people are kind of shooting for, is like that 6-figure mark. Let me know in the comments if you've made 6 figures online yet. Just let me know that in the comments. And it can be from YouTube. It doesn't have to be from YouTube. It could be from your business. It doesn't really matter. I'm just curious. Have you hit the $100,000 milestone? That's typically the milestone that people are shooting for. That was the one I was shooting for 17 years ago. And I hit it 17 years ago on a YouTube channel before AdSense was even a thing, by the way. All right. Now, what we are doing now is we're following the same formula and the same format. And the one thing that's killing a lot of channels, I'm going to share that with you here in a second, but that's not part of the plan. All right. And the reason why is it was kind of starting to become part of the plan. Then we found out that it didn't work. It actually hurt our channel. And then what we did is we stopped doing it. But this is what we also do inside of our, what we call our 100K roadmap. All right. It's something that I've been doing, like I said, for years. I built multiple 6- and 7-figure businesses on the back of YouTube following this model. And that's exactly what we're doing here today. And for the last 12 months on this brand right here, which has crossed $100,000. It's about $125,000 to date. If you would like that roadmap, by the way, we're giving it away free. It's about 18 pages long. If you'd like a copy of that, just put 100K in the comments. Again, just put 100K in the comments and we'll send it to you. So again, 100K, put it in the comments and we'll send it to you. If you're here live, you may need to wait to go to the description or just check the description. It may be there. Again, we want to make sure that you get it. So it's either going to be in the comments where I can comment back to you, or it'll be in the description. So check there. All right. Okay. So that's the big thing we have to do, is get clear on that. So what is the thing that we've tried? And to be honest with you, it hurt us and it started to tank our channel. And this was not even this channel, it was another channel that we grew to over 100,000 subscribers. Anybody guess what that is? Anybody guess? Let me know in the comments. Try to guess. What do you think that one thing is that could hurt your channel? And it could hurt it to the point where it's going to be hard to get people to want to watch your videos. Let me know in the comments. I'm going to take a sip of water while we do this. All right. And I'm just going to get right into it right here. Authentically You, YouTube Shorts, you win the grand prize, which is basically, I don't know, nothing. Like, I'll answer one of your questions. I got nothing to give away. But congratulations. That's right. YouTube Shorts. And so now what I want to do is I want to talk about that. All right. Why do YouTube Shorts hurt channels? Okay, here's the main reason, and then we'll dive into it a little bit deeper. The main reason why is because I want you to think about your own habits for a second. And I want you to also answer me in the comments. Have you ever watched a short and then went from that short over to a long form video and watched a 20-minute video? Have you ever done that? I can honestly say I have not. I've watched shorts and I've watched long form, but I've never been brought in by a short and then went to that, from that short over to there. Or I've never really done this either. I watch a short and then I see that channel has posted a 30-minute video and then I go watch that 30-minute video. I have not done that either. So here's the problem. And we have students of ours and clients of ours that this has happened to. So I know this firsthand. You go out there because shorts are easier. You don't have to really, you have to put effort into it, but you don't have to put as much effort into it. If you don't have to sit down and record, you don't have to do any editing. I mean, a little bit, but you can pretty much take you always hear this too, right? Take a clip and chop it up into, 50 shorts and then just blast it, right? Here's the problem. The people that are coming in from shorts are not long form video viewers for the most part. Okay. So here's what happens. And again, we had one of our students, Jess, who did this. She was doing shorts. She teaches people how to speak more fluently in English. And so she was doing shorts and she was getting views, thousands of views, getting subscribers. I believe at that time she was like 8,000 subscribers, all from shorts. And what happened then was she started to post some long form videos, some videos that were educational, ones that would teach you, that would give you 8 minutes or 10 minutes of a real lesson, something you can really sink your teeth into, something you can win at. And guess what? She was getting like 20 views, 50 views, but yet her shorts got thousands and she got thousands of subscribers. So why do you have 8,000 subscribers, but you can't get 8,000 views? Well, that's typical of your subscribers anyway. Last week, we did a video on why subscribers don't really matter as much anymore. Although if those subscribers come from the shorts shelf, then you're probably going to try to get pushed to the short shelf. But if that's all you're pushing is shorts, then that's all they have to consume. And then when you try to consume something with longer form content, they're not going to want to consume it because that's not what they came in on. And so if you are right now wondering, like, why am I getting views on shorts, but I'm not getting views on my long form? It's probably because the people that have raised their hand and watched one of your shorts is not willing to put in the time on a long form video. So what would you say is more valuable? If you're a business and you are trying to get people to see you, not thousands, but just the right people. Let's say, going back to, I believe it's Gary Kelly. I think that was it that wrote the 1,000 true fans. 1,000 true fans. Great blog post. Look it up. It's a great one. And if you can find those 1,000 people, you'll be set for life. And so the same thing goes here. You don't need thousands. You don't need to go viral, but you do need to get the right people. And if you get the right people to watch more of your videos and longer, what does that do? It automatically builds your trust, because versus you just doom scrolling in between commercials, I've done it, and you're not really even sure what you're watching, just on to the next, on to the next, on to the next. But then if you invest some time into watching someone and you really like their teaching style, you really like what they have to offer, you like their stories, you like the way that they show up, you like their personality, you now get to know, like, and trust them. And what does that do? That helps that business now convert that person into a customer. And that's what we ultimately want to do. So when I've started YouTube back in the day, it wasn't because I wanted to become internet famous. It wasn't because I just wanted people to watch my stuff. Even back then, it was, I need eyeballs that are interested in what I have to offer. And back then it was photography. And so I was able to help people with photography. And then some of those people, not all of them, some of those people wanted to come in as a customer and they wanted to buy my Photoshop actions, or they wanted to buy our templates, or they wanted to buy one of our courses or one of our digital products. Okay. Because I started with that in mind. I'm not doing this just to get internet famous. I'm not doing this just to say, oh, look, I got a video that went viral. I'm doing it because I want to attract the right people. It's like a business, right? If a business is going to advertise, they're not advertising just to advertise. They're advertising to get people to know their business. And that's what we're ultimately doing. Now, the cool thing about this model is we can actually help people and they don't all have to buy. So that's a good thing, right? We're impacting a lot of people, and some people are going to buy and some people aren't, or some people are going to wait a year. Some people are going to wait 5 years. But if you're just still there, they're like, I mean, I've got people right now that show up here on this channel, which is like my 4th channel. And they go, Scott, I remember back in the day when you were teaching photography, and I'm still here. So that's the thing, right? It's like when people start to know, like, and trust you, they may come back. They may go on to whatever else you're into, or maybe like we've pivoted our business, gosh, probably 5 times now. So the thing is like when people get to know, like, and trust you, that goes a long way. And doing that with a short, really hard, really, really hard. So I just want to say, like, right now, if you're focusing on getting subscribers and you're using shorts to do it, it's probably going to backfire, and your long form videos is probably going to suffer. Your channel is going to suffer. It's just going to happen. Okay. And so what I would recommend is think about, first off, what are you doing this for? Right? Like, what are you doing? And if you want, put it in the comments. Why are you doing this? Like, let's be honest with each other. Why are you doing this? Like right now, I'm here today. I am doing this live stream, but it's being recorded. This is going to live on the YouTube platform. And I've already made a call to action here. You might have noticed it, where I said, if you want our 100K roadmap, just go ahead and put 100K down below. We'll send it to you. That's my way of giving you something additionally free. So this way here, you might join our email list. And then from there, you might buy something in the future, but we don't care if you buy it tomorrow or if you buy it 5 years from now, because we're still able, this doesn't cost us anything but my time. And I'm spending 1 hour a week here recording videos. And that's me doing this right now. This is actually a live stream, but it's being recorded. And then I am going to also do 3 additional segments today. This is part of our 1 hour content magic little strategy that we use, that I've learned over the years. Is I'm able to show up, deliver value, and some are going to join our email list. Some people are going to buy, right? I had one lady, Misty, give her a shout out, who's in part of our cohort. It's our Steady Leads Accelerator cohort. And we just wrapped that up. We worked privately with 10 business owners, and she came to one of these live streams, had a few questions, boom, she became one of our private clients. But she could have waited 5 months, a year, but she decided right then and there was the time that she felt she wanted to jump in. And that's totally fine. But there's some people that are just going to watch. That's fine. It might be you. You might be like, yeah, I'm just going to stick around for the free stuff. Cool. Let's just get to know each other. I'm fine with that. No problem. And so I want you to ask yourself, well, what are you doing this for? Like, get real with yourself. Are you doing it just for the AdSense money? If you are, I've done videos on that. Be careful. If you're doing it, you want to make a couple $100 here and there, cool. That's fine. Totally cool. Right? But if you're doing it and you think you're going to be able to leave your job because you get to AdSense and you're going to be able to get hundreds of thousands of views and stuff, risky. Do not do that. I would be the one, if it was my buddy, if it was my family member, I'd be like, please don't do that. Let's try to figure out how you can build a business around whatever you're an expert at or whatever you're passionate about. Okay. So that's what I got for you there. Now, with that being said, how do you fix that? How do you fix it? You create long form videos. And I don't mean long form videos that have to be 20 minutes, an hour. They don't have to be. Our typical rule is going to be 5 minutes on the short side, and then up to an hour, 2 hours. A live stream can sometimes be an hour, hour and a half, however long we want to stay on to answer questions or whatever. But typically it's going to be an hour. And then that live stream will live on. But then from that live stream, we will have videos that are 8 minutes, 12 minutes, 13 minutes. But what you want to do is you want to focus on the audience that is going to invest time in watching your videos and the videos that are going to help them get a little bit of a win. So this way here, they feel like they've learned something, or they've, like, I want you to walk away from this video and go and be like, you know what, just that one thing of asking, like, what I'm doing this for, man, that opened up my eyes. You're going to remember that. And that's it. And you're like, cool, I walked away with a win. That's a win for you. We unlocked something today, and that's it. Okay. And so that's what we want to do with these videos. 8 minutes. I say 5 minutes is the shortest I would like it to be, but like 8 minutes, 12 minutes, that's typically where we lie, 15 minutes sometimes. And what that does is it allows me and Scotty to build a relationship with people longer, because there's been known studies out there that if you watch someone for an hour, 90 minutes, you're in, like, you know, that person. If not, you're not going to watch any more of their stuff. Like, if you didn't like the way that I'm kind of energetic, right? I'm like kind of high energy. To some people, that's a turnoff. You're like, Scott, it sounds like you're yelling. I'm not for you. You know, you can go tune out, and that's cool. You know, it's supposed to be for everybody. We're not, it's like just show up authentically as you and you'll do great. Okay. So that's the fix. The fix is start focusing on the long form videos and then put the shorts on the shelf, literally just put them on the shelf and stop doing them for a while. Because what's going to happen now is you got to start building over top of those. So as you start putting out more videos, yes, your notifications will get pushed out to the shorts subscribers. They're going to ignore it probably because it's too long. They're going to see that little timestamp and go 8 minutes. Whoa, that's way too long. I like minute videos, And so what we want to do here is we just got to be consistent, keep pushing out and start getting people that are interested in watching our longer form videos. It's also going to help you with like watch time hours. Like if you're going after monetization, it's going to help you with getting your 4,000 watch hours. The subscribers that you get are going to be more quality. So you definitely, to fix that, you want to start focusing on the long form and start, or stopping the whole shorts thing. All right. So I'm going to take a break here for a second. We are going to get into the other topics. If you're just tuning in, this is my recording day. This is our live stream, but it's actually our recording day. And we actually teach this process. I've got 3 more topics I'm going to cover. The next one we're going to cover is don't post on YouTube to make money until you check these 3 things. There's 3 things that you should be doing if you want to make money on YouTube. So that's the next one. Then are you struggling to make 100K from YouTube? Well, I'm going to show you what's worked for me. And then if you hate editing your YouTube videos, do this. And I'm going to share those with you. All right. So that's what we're going to be covering. Let me take a quick break. Let me take a quick little water break and see if we got anybody in here. Colin says, evening live video school. Yeah, it's afternoon here. Where you tuning in from, Colin? Let's see. I've been following your channel since you were almost new. Learned a lot from your channel. Thank you so much. Oh, okay, cool. Got a question. What about vertical lives? Do they hurt your channel? A vertical live is probably going to be considered not a short, but it's going to be more of a mobile viewer, which is totally fine. I personally would always go horizontal. That's how I would do them. Now, they are saying the new update is going to allow you to go horizontally, but it's also going to position one to be in a vertical. So it's supposedly going to be taking care of both of those sides. At least that's what was stated in their most recent update. Colin says, basically shorts can be foundation, then videos and lives are the main blocks. Yes, I would say though, if you're doing shorts, I would put them on pause and I would focus on everything else. Oh, from the UK. I love that. How people are just tuning in from all over the world. That's amazing. Cool. Yeah. And if you guys did request the 100K, check in the description. I should have put it there beforehand. If not, I will get to it in the comments after the fact. Let's see here. Cool. All right, cool. Let's get on to the next one. I'm going to take a quick sip of water here. Dream Talking with Vicky. I always love to give her a shout out. Dream Talking with Vicky was our first live viewer ever on this channel 12 months ago. So love it. Oh, Wisdom in Years says, because it's 2 different audiences. Yes. Yes. Exactly right. Exactly right. All right, cool. Let's get into it. All right, here we go. And see, this is what's going to happen next is I'm going to do this just as if it was a dedicated video. This is our strategy. This is how we are able to do this in one take. So I'm doing this in one take. I started and I am just going, right? I'll stop, take a sip of water, whatever. But now we're going to get into the next segment, just like you would in a TV show. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to tee it up. I've got my notes and we're going to dive right into it. So here we go. Don't post on YouTube to make money until you check these 3 things. This is really, really important because I see a lot of people, businesses that are posting videos and they're not putting these 3 things in the videos, which is making it really hard to make any good money. Now, if we're just trying to get to YouTube AdSense, I would caution you on that. But if that is the case, yes, you still want to follow these 3 things. But if you're someone that's looking to make money, not just on AdSense, this is definitely something that you should be doing. So the first thing is avoiding the big mistake. And that big mistake is you want to start with a plan. I see so many creators just winging it. They're like, you know what? That right there is a great video that I should do because someone else did it and it worked. But there's no plan behind it. There's no plan. So what we want to do is we want to create a plan. And it's something that I think everyone should do. And if you don't have a plan, stay tuned. I'm going to give you the plan that you can follow. One that I have followed for the last 17 years, launched multiple channels, 6 and 7 figures, following this exact plan. But the thing is, we want to start with the end in mind. You've probably heard that before. People say, oh, we start with the end in mind and reverse backwards. It's the same thing here. And I don't see enough people doing this. And I'd like to ask you right now, you're watching this, let me know in the comments, do you know where you want this to go? Do you know what you want to get from YouTube? Like, what are you doing it for? I know myself, I'm doing it to get steady leads into our business, our coaching business, so we can help more businesses grow using simple YouTube videos on YouTube. That's what we're doing it for. So you do need to know what is the end in mind, and then we can reverse engineer what it's going to take for you to get there for your business or just where you're trying to go. All right. So let's get into it. So the very first thing that you must have is you must be focusing on a niche, and not just a niche, but you should have a problem, one specific problem that you're helping your audience with. So giving you an example right now, myself, my son, Scotty, who also helps with this channel, we are focusing on the niche of business owners, coaches, course creators, consultants, and not just focusing on them, but focusing on the problem that they are facing. The problem that they are facing that they're laying awake at night thinking about is, how do I get more steady leads? How do I build my audience? How do I build my email list? Well, you use YouTube. So we're going to basically help them solve that problem, because if we can help them solve that problem, guess what? There's other things now we can help them with. But that's the number one problem that we are trying to help business owners with. So you need to ask yourself, what niche are you in? And then what problem are you helping them solve? Now you might say, well, Scott, I teach people how to play an instrument. Well, we have plenty of our students. We have Jeff, who teaches guitar, electric guitar, mainly like 80s and 90s rock. Okay. So that's what he does. Well, how does he help someone with a problem? He helps someone that's frustrated with playing electric guitar that starts and stops and starts and stops because they can't ever figure out how to play. It just feels too hard. He makes it simpler and easier for them to be able to play faster. Now, not just faster on the guitar, but I mean, learning faster. And so the same thing goes with whatever you're trying to do. And yes, you could be, we have a client of ours, Lindsay, who helps people with relationships, helping to make their relationship better. People that are going through struggles in their relationship. That's a big problem. So that's a bigger problem that you would say, oh, I can identify that problem. So what problem are you helping someone with in their niche or in your niche? So that's the first thing. All your videos should be talking and speaking to that niche and to that person to help them solve that problem. All right. So that's the first thing. The second thing is, once we have that, now we have to come up with what is going to be our topics, but then what is going to be our title? What is going to be our title that is going to hook the audience? What is going to hook the audience? What is going to grab their attention? Well, it starts with the title, and then it starts with the thumbnail. All right. So those two things are the most critical things in the beginning after we've established the niche and we've established the problem. Now, let me just go back real quick for a second here. I'm talking about this as a way for you to be able to reverse engineer where you are going to get to $100,000. I mentioned it earlier. I'm following right now a plan, a roadmap. And we created that roadmap that we're following on this channel, a newer channel, just over 12 months old, that we hit over $100,000 again. If you would like a copy of that, by the way, all you got to do is put 100K in the comments and we'll send it to you. It's 18 pages long, and it goes through figuring out not just your niche, but drilling down in your niche. What is that one problem that you can help them solve? It goes through that in that roadmap, because that's the number one thing we have to do before we even talk about titles or thumbnails. All right. So again, if you'd like a copy of that, just put 100K in the comments and we'll send it to you. All right. So the second thing, like I'm saying here, title and the thumbnail, we call that the packaging. Okay. The title is going to signal the algorithm. The title is also going to signal the audience to raise their hand and get their attention, but the thumbnail is going to stop the scroll. So super important. And again, I don't see enough time being spent on that. Going back to the beginning, people are just winging it. We don't want to wing it. We want to have a plan, and we want to be strategic about it. So that's number 2. Number 3, and this is a biggie, is you want to give people something else of value, not just in the video. So we call this deplatforming them so we can build a deeper relationship with them. All right. So how do you do that? And what do you mean, Scott, deplatform? Well, YouTube is great. We love YouTube. We're on here. We actually teach people how to use it for their business, right? So we love it, but it is a platform. It's rented land. I don't own it. So if YouTube decides to just shut our account down, they can. And guess what? All those subscribers, bye-bye, they're gone. So what do we have to do to protect ourselves? And also it builds a deeper relationship with our audience. We need to build our email list. And we do that by giving a free resource away. You might have noticed earlier, I talked about our 100K roadmap. That will give you a copy of that. That's our way of giving you more value, something that you can get in your hands. Well, you can if you print it out. You can print it out, by the way, or you can just download the digital version, and you're going to have access to this, and it's going to help you. And then you're going to be on our email list. And then from there, we're going to be able to communicate with you. We're going to be able to send you out, hey, we're going to be doing a live stream. Come join us. Or, hey, here's a lesson I learned. Here's what one of my students did. Here's what one of our clients did. Here's the lessons that we learned. And so we're able to help you even further. And then maybe one day, maybe you might want to become a client. You might want to go through one of our trainings, our workshops. Okay. So that's how we can protect ourselves and also build our audience outside of just the platform of YouTube, because like I said, it's rented land, and that is risky. So once again, we do talk about this in the 100K roadmap. If you'd like a copy of that, 100K in the comments, and we'll get you a copy of that. All right. So that's the 3 things. Now, with that all being said, most want to make money on YouTube. Yes. Yes. Is that why we're here? But the thing is, they lack the plan. And that's why I recorded another video right here that breaks down that plan in detail. So this way here, you don't have to guess. You can just follow the plan. Watch that video next, and I'll see you there. Cut. All right. So guys, if you're in here already, it's 4:32. So that's 32 minutes in. If you guys went through our 1-hour content magic workshop, you guys are seeing this in real time. I taught this. Now I'm doing it as I say I do every single Monday. Scotty's not here today because, well, he's vacationing in Hilton Head, by the way, which is beautiful. And he's there with his wife and his newborn, and they're having a good old time. And I'm here recording, you know, doing the 1-hour content batch session, but it just happens to be a live stream. So let me just look at the comments here real quick. I'm going to take another sip of water. All right. Yeah, so Colin says, I've noticed there's quite a lot of videos and live streams that don't have thumbnails and get tons of views. I make eye-catching thumbnails and experimenting with different titles. What is wrong? The thing is if your content is something that is desirable and people want it and they can benefit from it, they don't care about the thumbnail. Like I've done thumbnails where there's no text. It's just me on camera or me midstream. It's just screenshot. All of our thumbnails, if you noticed, are pretty much a screenshot with maybe 2 or 3, we call them power words. And that's it. Super simple. All right, cool. And let me know in the comments. I always love to ask this. Have you been here since the beginning? Have you been here since the beginning of this live stream at 4 o'clock? Let me know. Let me know in the comments. I'd like to see that. And the reason why is because, again, if you're doing live streams, what better way to hang out with your audience and deliver some value? But it's just, I'm also kind of double dipping here because these are going to be separate videos that are going to get uploaded that'll give views. All right. So yeah, let me know that in the comments. All right, cool. Let's get into it. My next topic. Here we go. And if you guys are just joining us, we're going to be doing our third topic of the live stream. And this is going to be, are you struggling to make 100K from YouTube? I'm going to share with you what has worked for me. Let me know in the comments. I think I asked this a little bit earlier, but I'm going to ask it again. Have you made $100,000 online yet? Let me know that in the comments. And is that even a goal of yours? I know a lot of people they're like, I want to hit 6 figures. 6 figures is my benchmark. I'm curious. I remember 17 years ago, that was my little thing I wanted to do. And I did it. And I did it on the back of YouTube. And I did it with less than 1,000 subscribers, which I'm actually going to share a little bit of that here in this one, I believe. So let's get into it. All right. All right, here we go. Whew. All right. And if you guys have any questions, drop them in the comments. I might stick around and answer some. All right. All right, here we go. So let me ask you, are you struggling to make $100,000 from YouTube? Well, I want to share with you what has worked for me. And here's the deal. It's not the way that most people are being told to make the money from YouTube. It's actually not even close. All right. So what I want to do though, is I want to give you what that looks like, but I also want to talk about the mistakes that I see. And the number one mistake that I see is that most creators that are coming into YouTube are hearing about AdSense money. I can make AdSense money. And if you don't know what's called AdSense, it's YouTube advertising money, right? They call it AdSense because it's linked to Google. It's your Google AdSense account. And here's the crazy thing, guys. I personally started 17 plus years ago on YouTube. YouTube's what, 21 years old now? Almost 21 years old. I was on 17 years ago. There was no AdSense. You couldn't make any money on AdSense. So I kind of grew up on YouTube without even that as an option. Is it an option now? Yes. Am I going to take advantage of it? Hell yeah. But I'm not going to make that my main thing. Number one, it's risky. Number two, there's way more that we can do following what I'm about to share with you. All right. The other mistake, though, that I see is there's no plan. There's no plan at all to get to your first 100K or your second 100K, because maybe you're a business and maybe you've already made 100K. Maybe you've already made 7 figures, but you haven't made the 100K from YouTube. I'm going to help you with that. All right. I'm going to actually share with you a few examples of what this looks like. Now, I do have a 100K roadmap that I'm giving away for free. If you'd like a copy of that, just put 100K down below and I'll send it to you. There's actually 3 parts to it. There's the A, which is the attention. There's the R, which is the relationship. And then there's the M for money. We call that the ARM method. And that's all laid out in this guide. It's 18 pages. It's what I've learned over the last 17 years. It's been refined. It's been tweaked. And it's the same roadmap that works today, because this channel that you're watching this on right now has made over $100,000 in 12 months, actually a little bit less than 12 months. And it was all following this roadmap. So if you'd like a copy of that, just put 100K in the comments and we'll send it to you. All right. So let me share those examples with you very, very quickly so you can get some idea of what it really looks like. So when we start anything, and I'm going back 17 years ago, my wife and I owned a photography business. Okay. We owned a photography business. It was brick and mortar. And I wanted to start getting online and start making some money. And so after a lot of research, and there wasn't as much out there as there is now, but there was enough out there to kind of get yourself going. And so I started a YouTube channel. I started helping people with photography, with Photoshop, with business stuff around photography. And guess what? I built a nice little audience. I say little, it was under 1,000 subscribers. My email list at the time was under 1,000. And I was able to do $12,500 with my first product that I launched through that audience. And there was no AdSense. It was all done through a digital product. That was back 17 years ago, which is pretty cool, right? And so as I've evolved, I went and started another channel called Brand Creators Now. It started at The Amazing Seller, and that grew into a 7-figure business doing the same thing, focusing on a niche. In this case, it was Amazon, it was e-commerce, and basically how to make the private label world work. And that did great. Over 7 figures, multiple years in a row. And at the time, before I even hit 100,000 subscribers, I think it was like 25,000 subscribers, we did 7 figures. Okay. So it's all about the audience first. I always focus on the audience first. And I can't tell you how many pieces of content that I have published before I made $1. There's been the one incident I can think of in the last channel, Brand Creators. I think I posted probably 50 to 60 videos before we made $1. So it's always about building the audience. That's why we say the audience and the attention piece in the A of that guide, of that roadmap, is super important. That's why it comes first. All right. And that's why we're doing this here. We're delivering value. We're showing up on video to deliver value. And who knows, maybe down the line, you might go through one of our trainings. You might hire us as your coach. Who knows, right? But that's where it starts. So there's multiple examples. We had an e-commerce brand that we also added a YouTube channel to, which sold a lot of products through. So there's so much benefits to it, but you got to have the plan and you got to have the right approach of what you're doing it for. All right. So now that I've harped on that enough, let's get into it, shall we? So the ARM method, that's what we're calling it. And that's what's inside the 100K roadmap. All right. So the first piece is the attention. What is the problem that you are helping someone solve? Or what is one thing that you're helping people with? Don't try to fix everything. Try to fix one thing. What are you going to specialize in? What is your content going to help people with? That's where I would focus. That's the attention piece. So all the videos that we're pushing out there are all going to be serving our niche and a problem that we can help them with in our niche. Okay. So that's the thing. You got to understand that. All right. So that's the attention piece. We're going to grab the attention by putting out this content. Now, the cool thing is, little side note here, is the great thing about YouTube. This is why I don't play on the other platforms much. I don't go to Instagram and TikTok and all of those, because they don't last. Meaning you put a piece of content out and it's gone. It's vanished, right? It's like you put it out and the next day you got to do another one. The next day you got to do another one. With YouTube, it's evergreen. So we have people that are commenting on our videos that are over a year old that are requesting the 100K roadmap, and they become an email subscriber now. And then they become a customer, and then they become a client. So this content that we're putting out there, today it might only get 100 views, and that's totally cool. And guess what? In a year from now, it might get 1,000 views. It might get 10,000 views. It might get 5 views a day. Fine. Because it's a piece of content you turned into an asset. So that's the attention piece. The second piece is the R, which is your relationship. This is where we need to show up consistently. I can't tell you how many people, they get all excited. They're going to do this. And then they post a few videos. They don't get a lot of views and they're out. It's good news for you and me if we keep going. Be consistent. You're going to notice on this channel, Monday, live stream. Wednesday, video goes up. Friday, video goes up. Sunday, video goes up. It's like clockwork, okay? Because we're staying consistent, not just for the algorithm, we're doing it for our audience. We're also doing it because it's taking our content, it's planting seeds on the platform that can be found tomorrow, 6 months from now, 6 years from now. All right. So the relationship piece is huge because we want to show up and keep delivering value to them. The other piece of that, though, is building the email list. Now, you might have noticed I offered to give you something for free. And the way that I'm going to do that is you're going to comment 100K down below. Okay. If you want that, just 100K, and I'll send you that roadmap. You're going to basically, you're going to tell us where you want us to send it. Where do you want us to send the download? You got to give us your email list or your email to do that, right? Well, once you become an email subscriber, now we can communicate with you. If you want to opt out, if you want to unsubscribe, you totally can do that too. You leave it anytime. It's not a problem. But we think that we're going to deliver enough value that you're going to want to stay. And if you do, who knows? Maybe one day we'll work together. Okay. But that's building that relationship a little bit deeper. So it's consistency and finding a way to communicate with them off platform. That's through email. That's the way that I've been doing it now for 17 plus years. All right. The third piece is the one that everyone tries to focus on first, the money piece. How am I going to turn this thing into money? How am I going to make money right now? That's a mistake. Start with audience, nurture that audience, deliver value for that audience, build a relationship with that audience, the money will come. Okay. Trust me, it will come. All right. And so how do you do that? There's a bunch of different ways. And in that roadmap, I give you a bunch of different ways. There's affiliate offers. You don't even have to have your own product. Once you build the trust with the audience, they will go wherever you tell them to go because they trust you. And again, that's why you wouldn't want to jeopardize that. You don't want to send them to crappy product because you can make a lot of money. There's products right now that we are not promoting because we know that the support behind them isn't that great, but we still use them, but we're not going to promote them. So you always want to think of your audience and never want to jeopardize that trust. All right. But then, yes, maybe you're going to offer your own workshops. Maybe you're going to do one-on-one coaching. Maybe you're going to do some consulting. Maybe you have a service business that you're going to, introduce people to. So there's all different ways that we can do that once we have the trust. But going back to the beginning, we got to plan. We got to have the end in mind. Like, why are we doing this? Where is every bit of the attention going to lead? And that's what we need to ask ourselves. All right. So that is the big thing here, is to understand it's really just those three things. Yes, there's some things to those, but those are the three main things that have worked for me over and over again. But I know what people are going to be asking. Scott, but you got to have a big audience. You got 36,000 people. That doesn't mean we're getting 36,000 views. I mean, look at the views. We're not. Okay. So you don't need to. But here's the deal. When I first started 17 plus years ago, I had less than 1,000 and we did over $100,000. And guess what? I shot a video right here that tells the whole story. Watch that video next and I'll tell you all about it. Go there, watch it. I'll see you there. Cut. All right. Woo. All right. I'm doing the solo today, guys. So here we are, 4:46. I got 15 more minutes to knock this thing out. And let's see here. I need to know, guys, are any of you here from the very beginning of this live stream? Let me know. Let me know in the comments. All right. So, and if not, tell me that too. All right, here we go. So let me go ahead and get my notes up here. All right, this is a good one. If you guys hate editing videos, stick around for this one because this is going to be a goodie. All right, so here we go. If you guys are just tuning in, this is going to be the fourth segment of this live stream. If you missed the others, you'll probably need to go back and watch those, which, by the way, let me just do a little recap of those. The number one thing that will kill your YouTube channel and what to fix now, we covered that. 2, don't post on YouTube to make money until you check these 3 things. The third, I just did. Are you struggling to make 100K from YouTube? If so, pay attention because I'm going to show you what worked for me. And then the fourth, which we're going to do right now, if you hate editing your YouTube videos, you're going to want to do this. All right. So let's get into it. All right. So if you hate editing your YouTube videos like I did, you're going to want to do this. And I'm telling you right now, this is a game changer. It was for me. And this strategy alone has saved me over 6+ hours per week. No joke. It's allowed us on this channel to post 3 long form videos per week and has helped this channel grow to over 1.6 million channel views, 36,000 subscribers, 11,000 plus email subscribers, and it's made over $120,000 from simple videos with not a lot of editing. And I'm going to break that down here in this video. So let me ask you, before I do dive into that, how much time are you spending editing your videos right now? Right now, before you watch this, because after this, I think it's going to be a little bit different. But let me know that in the comments. How long are you spending every single week editing your videos? Let me just share how I discovered this little strategy that's been working really well. Back about 4 years ago, I was running a channel called Brand Creators. We did grow that to over 100,000 subscribers. We grew it to over 7 figures in revenue per year, multiple years we did that. But we were spending 6 hours on every video. And Scotty, my son, who also is part of Live Video School, you might have seen him around here, he was doing the editing. All right. And it was a lot of time. We were doing all of the fancy stuff that everyone else was doing at the time. And some people are still doing it. And I personally was getting burnout. And I was like, I don't know if I can keep this up, because we were still posting 3 videos a week. So that means I had to sit down, I had to record videos, and I was starting, I was stopping. You guys know, I don't know, maybe it's just me, but I would start the video. I'm like, oh, I don't like the way that sounds. Let me do it again. I don't like the way that sounded. Oh, I screwed that part up. Right. And then I wouldn't want to sit down to record videos. And it was like a chore to do it. So I said to Scotty, we got to do something different. Now, at the time, we were doing live streams every single week. We were doing 1 a week, but we weren't planning them. Although we were talking about like, well, maybe the one topic of the week or whatever. But then I said to Scotty, I go, what if we used our live stream as our recording day? And not just be like your typical, like just go live and then just find spots and chop them up and post them. Like that stuff doesn't work. We tried that. It didn't work. So what we decided to do is maybe if we sit down, we can actually plan this thing out, and then we can take those videos and we can chop them up later, but very strategically. And guess what? It freaking worked. And then I went from, I don't know, spending 6 hours a week to only 1 hour a week recording. And this right now that you're watching is from one of those live recording sessions. And you might not even have known it because the beginning had a hook. And that's the critical piece here. And I'm going to break down this entire strategy right now. So let's get into it. So there's going to be 7 steps that I'm going to be covering here. And I'm going to go through these pretty quickly. You might need to pause it, write these down, but I definitely think you should give it a try. All right. So the first thing is we need to research our topics and titles in our niche. You got to figure out what we're going to talk about. We need to do that way before we ever go live, right? If you were planning a video, you'd probably do some research. You might even be scripting those videos out, which is time consuming, reading from a teleprompter. We don't need to do that. What we do need to do though, is we do need to do some planning. And so we always want to come up with what are the topics going to be, but then more importantly, what are the titles going to be? So in this case right here, you might realize this title was, if you hate editing your YouTube videos, do this. Well, that was planned well before I hit record, because I know that a lot of people, including myself, hate editing and don't want to spend all that time. It kind of holds us up from building our channel. So this video I knew would probably capture the attention of the audience, you, and hopefully going to help you and say, hey, that was pretty good video by Live Video School. I like those guys. That's the goal, right? So research the topics and titles in your niche. That's step number 1. Number 2, this is where we are going to plan our 1 hour recording session, 3 to 4 topics. This for us personally is a live stream. So right now you're watching this as a dedicated video, maybe. Guess what? This was a live stream originally. All right. And we just took that piece that might've been 40 minutes into the live stream, and now it's a dedicated video, and we're going to go ahead and we're going to package it up. We'll get into that here in a second, but we go live. You don't have to go live. You could just go, I'm going to do 1 take, and don't stop it. Don't stop that thing when you hit record. Just hit record and go. All right. And if you screw up, you screw up. Like right now, I'm here, I'm doing this live, but you might be watching this on the recording or on the video. But guess what? If I screw up right now, we're just going to go with it. We're just going to go with it. All right. So I have my bullet points. That's critical, but we go live and we record. And right now, like I said, this is from one of those recording sessions. All right. Number 4 is we want to follow a video formula. And I'm going to share that with you here in a second, but we want to follow a formula that captures the attention. So that's the hook. We want the content to be really good, but we want to get to that content pretty quickly. If you notice in the beginning of this video, and if you want to see kind of how it was done, just go back to the beginning of this video and watch the beginning. You'll see the intro hook, grab the attention. Okay. Second thing is we want to get right into the content. And then what we want to do is we want to have a call to action. And this is where I would do that right now. And I'm going to demonstrate what this looks like. So right now, what we're following is our 100K roadmap. And part of that is creating content that captures the attention. And then from there, we're creating videos that get people value or give people value, but also gets them to want to watch more. And we go through this in the entire guide. We put together a complete roadmap. It's the 100K roadmap. If you'd like a copy of that, just put 100K in the comments and we'll send it to you. Once again, just put 100K in the comments. We'll send it to you totally free. And that right there is the part in the content where I mention something of value that you will get so we can build a deeper relationship with you by giving you more. All right. And then also, you're probably going to become part of our email list. And then we'll be able to build a better relationship or a deeper relationship with you. So that's the call to action. So the hook, the content, first part, call to action, something you can give them away for free. And then from there, the content, the finishing of the content. And then from there, we're going to give them something that they can continue to watch more. We call it binge looping. This is where we want to give them more so they stay within our universe. All right. So that's that. Again, if you want all of that kind of broken down, a little bit more of a clearer picture, make sure that you get a copy of the 100K roadmap. Just go ahead and put 100K down below and we'll send it to you. All right. Then number 5, this is the easy part, is then you're just going to edit the front and the back of the video. Because as you're doing that one take, you can stop, you can pause, you can take a sip of water and just break. And then you know that your next topic coming up, that's your title, that's your hook, because we've already planned it. All right. And then we're going to add the text in there that will be the call to action. So where I mentioned, 100K down below, you'll probably see it pop up on the screen. That's the only part of the editing that we need to do. There's a lot of different tools out there. I'm not going to get into all the different tools, but there's AI out there that'll actually make it even faster for you to do it. We use a little bit of AI in the tool that we're using. You don't have to, but it does make the edits a lot faster. And Scotty, my son, who does edit these, has got it down to about 12 minutes per video for the edits. Pretty slick. So that's number 5. Edit the front and back and add that little bit of text. 6, we want to create the thumbnail from a screenshot inside the video. And this is important because a lot of times people think they got to create this really elaborate thumbnail. They don't. You can literally just take your screenshot. You can cut it out in Canva if you want, or you can just leave it as is. And the thing that you want to do here, though, is you want something that's got some emotion into it, whether that's happy, whether it's sad, whether it's concerned, something like that, that gives the emotion of what you're trying to convey. But then also you want what we call 3 to 4 power words, something that's going to grab your attention that makes you stop the scroll. All right. And that's the thumbnail. That's part of the packaging. And then the 7th and final piece, upload that baby to YouTube and then let it do its thing. Let it do its thing. That's it. That's all that you need to do. So this whole process, it's a one-take method. That's kind of what we call it. It's where we're able to sit down. We've already planned it. We do one recording session for an hour. And then from there, we have 3 to 4 videos that we can use as dedicated videos that are part of the live stream, but yet they're independent of the live stream. Now, if you want to see this done in real time, actually, just like the one I did right here for you guys today that came from that, well, watch this right here, because this is where we revealed the entire strategy and we actually did it in real time. Watch that video next, and I'll see you there. Cut. And guys, it is 4:57. I've got 3 minutes to spare, and I knocked out 4 topics in 1 hour. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. You guys think that was pretty good? What do you think? Let me know in the comments. Yeah. All right, cool. So I think if you guys don't have anything for me in the comments, then we're going to wrap this baby up and I'm going to get done in my exact 1 hour block. Let's see here. And it looks like Scotty might be tuning in from the beach because he's over there and he says cheat code fire. So Scotty, get back to your vacation. Stop checking in on me. I'm doing just fine. Just fine. Let's see. Let's see. Okay. So Mystic John Paranormal says one old short on both my channels has gone viral for no reason last month. That's cool. But what did it do for your channel? I'm not quite sure if you put that in there. That's cool and all. What did you get from that? Let's see. I think I answered the questions that came in here. Let's see. Cool. All right. Well, it looks like you guys don't have anything for me. So guys, I'm going to ask you one more time. If you were here from the start of this, please let me know that in the comments. Let me know in the comments if you were here from the beginning. If not, the interesting thing is you got here because maybe you were scrolling and you saw that I went live. Then here you are. So another reason why you might want to go live, why not? And if you get one person to watch, you do. If you don't, you don't. It's a recording session. That's what it was. Oh, wow. So let's give a round of applause. Let's give a round of applause. We got someone that was been here for the whole hour. So that's good. That's good. Thank you so much for doing that. I appreciate that. And you got to see a real behind the scenes of kind of like how the sausage is made. Like right there, like these videos, and I think we're actually a few videos ahead. Junk Detox says, love your content. That's awesome. So that's two of you. So think about that for a second. If you had two people on for an hour, that's 2 hours of watch time. 2 hours. How many shorts do you need to get that much watch time? Which, by the way, watch time doesn't count for shorts against that. I think you got to get like 3 million views, I think, in order to get monetized for the shorts. At least that's what it was. Cool. All right. Well, I think that's going to wrap it up. I'm exactly at the 60-minute mark, at the 1 hour. And guess what? My work week for recording videos is done. Over. Done. And now Scotty's going to take this. We're going to download it. And we're going to go ahead and chop it up into our dedicated videos. That'll be 8 to 12 minutes. And we're good to go. We'll do a title. The title's already done. We just got to copy it over, do the thumbnail, and we're good to go. And guys, if you are interested in seeing how this is all done behind the scenes, like literally we taught it on a workshop. It's called the 1 hour content magic workshop. If you'd like to get access to that, it's instant access. It isn't free, but it is under $50 at the time of me doing this. In the description, there's a link. 1 hour content magic workshop. It's where we taught this. I think we spent about 90 minutes and we taught everything behind it, going over your planning. We even went through outlining, how to outline your sessions, what software we're using, all of that. If you're interested, in the description, there's a link to that. All right. Last thing here. How can I work this program into booking more brides since I provided for DJ services? So there's two different things you could do there, bud, is you could just post for your local area, right? So posting in your local area of like some highlights of your DJing, but you might be in a place to where you could teach other people to become a DJ or how to market their DJ business. Now we're on to something. So that would be something I would like. If you and I were sitting down having a cup of coffee, I would say, why don't you, obviously you're a DJ, you have services, you're doing weddings. Why not help other DJs in different parts of the world market their DJ business? That might be something you can do. And then services versus selling products. That's kind of what I'm saying. Like you could do it where you're like giving snippets of like what it is to work with you or to be like or I'll give you another one. How to choose the right mix for your wedding, right? How to what's the best, what's the number one bride and groom song of 2026? Like that could be something. Now that's not going to get you clients, not necessarily, unless you are going to be targeting the specific area. So what you'd want to do is you'd want to put your area in there, which is also going to narrow it in on your area. That might be something. But personally, like I was a photographer with my wife for years. We took that knowledge and helped other photographers in other areas of the world market their photography business and do some cool stuff to add revenue to their business with like Photoshop services and things like that. So just something to think about. But thanks for the answer, or thanks for the question, and thanks for sticking around. All right, guys, That's it. That's going to wrap it up. As always, take care, take action, have an awesome, amazing day. And if you did find this valuable, give it a little bit of love. Hit that old like button. Let the algorithm know that it was useful. And if you got any questions, let me know that as well. And all the resources I talked about, they should be in the description down below. All right, guys, take care, take action. We'll talk to you soon.